Hi there, it's Louise here. How are you doing? So I'm just doing this quick video to walk through some of the basic features and functions of Designster with you. So if you're a beginner with the Designster platform or you're not quite sure what you're doing yet, this will be a good video to help you get to grips with what you're doing and how you can do different things in Designster. Okay, so I have just opened up a social media image in Designster. And this is a pre-designed template. So I'm just going to go through all of the icons on the left-hand toolbar and explain what they mean. Okay, so this top icon here is the layers panel. So if you click that, you're going to notice this layers panel over on the right-hand side will open up. Okay, so that's got all of your different individual layers in here. So what you do is if you want to move, say you've got this pink layer here at the back behind this green layer and you wanted to move it to the front, okay? All you would need to do is click, you see you've got these arrows here, we've got the up arrow and the down arrow. To move an object forward, you just click up like so. To move it backwards, you just click down, okay? So I'll try another one to show you. So we've got this black stripy background at the back, and that's behind that pink and green, the pink and green corners. So if we wanted to move it to the front of those pink and green corners, just use the up arrow and push it through individually like that. Okay, so now you can see those green and pink corners are behind the black and white stripes. So that's basically how the layers panel works. It's pretty simple. All you're doing is go to the layer that you want to move, clicking up to move it forwards or down to move it back. Okay, the next one we'll look at, so if I move this text over here, this icon is the align panel and it's a pretty important one. In most of my tutorial videos you'll probably notice that I'm always harping on about using the center align and the middle align tool. So center align is this one, second from the left, and if you hit that it will move your object to the center of the page. If you hit this one, it'll move it up to the middle. So in this instance, we don't want to hit the middle one. We don't want it right up in the middle above our text, but we do want to make sure it's centered in the middle of the page. So you just hit that. The other options, you probably use them less, but that one would send it to the left-hand side. That one would send it to the right-hand side. That would send it to the top, and that would send it to the bottom. Okay. But in this instance, we're just going to plonk it where we want it there. Nice spacing between those two words and make sure it's centered. Okay, so you can just have a little play around with the align panel, but that's basically the gist of what that does. Okay, so next, this next icon, the third one down, this is the group and ungroup icon, okay? So if you wanted to select some objects and group them together, you just select by clicking on one and then holding shift and clicking on another, and then holding shift again and clicking on another. And if you hit that icon, that will group those elements together, sorry. And then you can just move them, resize them however you want them. To ungroup them again, you just simply hit that icon again and it will ungroup them. Okay, so this one is undo. So if I move this down here and I go, oh no, I didn't want to do that, just hit undo and it will knock it right back to where it was. This one is redo. So if you hit that, it's going to put it back where you didn't want it. Okay? And then you can just go undo again. Also, just another little tip as well. If you just hover over these icons, it does tell you what they do as well. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you, this one is delete. So the circle with the cross in the middle. If you want to get rid of an element, you just select it, hit delete, and it's gone. Don't hit this dustbin, this trash can dustbin one down here. If you hit that, that clears your entire page. So unless you're wanting a clean slate to start again, don't hit that one at all. I tend to avoid that at all costs. Okay, so where was I up to? So I have done delete. Okay, so this one is copy. So if we just copy that, it's going to step and repeat that object just a little bit further down, you see? So just step and repeat that. I'm just going to delete them again because I don't need all of those. That can be handy for lots of different things, the step and repeat, or just if you just want to copy an element onto your page. Okay, so this next one, the scissors, this is cut. So if you just select an object, hit the scissors, it'll cut it out. And then if you want to paste it somewhere else on your board, hit this one down here, which is paste, and it'll put it right back where you've cut it from. Okay. This one down here is copy. So if you want to copy an object, so I'll copy this purple box down here, copy that, paste it. So just pasted it over the top there, so you've got two of those. Okay. This one down at the bottom is help. So if you click on that, you're just going to get some tips about using DesignStar, how to do various things. It's got my old logo on there. I've just realised I need to get that updated. And then, yeah, so if you did want to clear all of the contents on your page, just hit that one, clear the drawing, okay, and it's all gone, ready to start again. Okay, so that's all of the left-hand toolbar icons. Okay, so I've just hit undo to get the design back to where we started, so I can show you what goes on the right-hand tool panel. Sorry. So if you hit this one over here, this is product. This basically, all I really use this product setting for is if you wanted to put a background color in, you would do that there. So this color, background color, you can set to add a color in the background, or you can set to add an image. And we do have a few images that are uploaded in that background bit, but to be honest, I don't tend to use them. Most of the images that we use are in the album folder over here. Okay, the next option over here is text. That's quite self-explanatory. You just type your text in this box over on the left hand side. So I'm going to say, hello, my name is Louise. And then if you hit add text, you'll see when you add one line of text, it comes in with a curve on it. Okay, all you have to do is knock that slider down to 0, the curve slider there, and that will knock the curve off. Okay, what you'll also see is if you add more than one line of text, it doesn't come in with a curve, so I'll just show you that. My name is Louise. Look, no curved text. So if I add that, it comes in with no curve. So that's a useful one to remember. Any more than one line of text does not come in with a curve on. You can adjust the line spacing over here by just using this slider. If you want to have a really nice tight line spacing there, or if you want more space, just use that slider there to do that. If you want to change the color of the text, you can open that color palette there and just hit whatever color you want. That'll change the color. Make sure you always have this box ticked over here when you're adjusting the size of your text, because that is the proportion box. So that is very important to keep that checked when you're adjusting the size of your text. All you need to do to adjust the size of your text is drag like that, as long as you've got that box ticked. If you don't, you'll drag like that and it'll go all out of proportion, and that's not a good look. Nobody wants that. Okay, so just always make sure that that text is, that tick box is ticked. Sorry, can't get my words out today. Okay, so next up here is the art panel. So if you click on this art icon here, it's going to open up a set of files. Okay, the top files, we've got January bundle, February bundle, March, April, May, June, and I'm just getting started on the July bundle at the moment. So every month I release a training bundle which has new tutorial videos, new templates, new design elements, possibly some other images that you can use. I sometimes bring in guest experts. We have workbooks that you can work your way through. So every month you're going to find a new folder in this section and it'll have the month name on there, so June bundle, and it'll explain what's in it. And this will just have all the different design elements that I've designed myself to go with that bundle. So it's definitely worth checking out what we've got in there. We've got numbers in January, we've got different icons and planning elements there. Here we've got some illustrations that I did, all based around stationery and planning. Got different workbook elements that you can use, like arrows, things like that you can use in your workbook design. We've got some editable backgrounds. You take your pick from those. Got Facebook ad elements in March. So these are all just little bits and pieces that you can try out on your Facebook ads to add decorative elements to them. Got logo icon elements in April. You can use these. These are all vector elements that you can use in your logo design. We've got logo circle elements here. Again, these are vector elements. If you watch through the April bundle logo design videos, you'll get a much clearer idea of what vector means and what the importance is of having your logo done in a vector format. So I would definitely recommend watching through the logo bundle if you're interested in logo design. In May, we've got some vertical lines that you can use to create charts and tables, and I actually go through how exactly to do that in the May bundle videos, because that might just look a little bit confusing, like you're just staring at a bunch of lines there. But I do explain how you can turn those into charts and tables, so worth going through that. Those are the vertical ones, and here are the horizontal ones again, so I explain all that in the video, how you can turn that into a chart. Also in the May bundle, we've got call to action elements. These are basically like design elements that you can turn into buttons or call to action symbols that you can use throughout your website or in your workbooks or anywhere you want, really, on your social media designs, Facebook adverts. The June bundle, we've got some tropical design elements that I doodled up for you to use. Looking very summery there. Also, I did some tropical backgrounds. Those are in there as well. They just take a little bit longer to load because they're slightly bigger. And my Wi-Fi is terrible today. They are in there, I promise. Oh, there we've got some watermelons. Some palm leaves and some sea urchins. Strawberries. Got some pineapples in there. Flamingos. Some more tropical leaves. Some tropical flowers. There they all are all coming in eventually. They're just taking a little bit longer because I think my internet's really bad today. And then July, which is not actually out yet, so this is a sneak peek. We've got some mono patterns, which I'm going to go over in the July bundle. Some cool stuff that you can design using those. Okay, but also if you look through the rest of this folder, we've got loads of other different design elements that you can use. We've got lots of different editable backgrounds. We've got a font size cheat sheet, which explains all about that on there, so it's worth checking that out. We've got doodles, we've got the Facebook ads elements, we've got a Facebook grid text checker, which is very important for when you're doing your Facebook ads. Remember to add that. I also go through that in the Facebook ads bundle, so if you're going to be doing some Facebook ads design, I would definitely check out that bundle. It's really useful for that. Okay, so you could spend hours investigating the different design elements that is under the art tab, so you can have lots of fun with that. Over here we've got upload, so this is where you're going to upload images from your desktop. So just hit upload, tick this box, and then you click the cloud icon with an arrow inside, and then you'd go add files, and it would bring up a pop-up from your desktop, so you could select which files you want to upload. They would have to be a JPEG or a PNG for you to upload them into DesignStar. And then you just start upload, and it will upload them into your image gallery, which you can scroll down on. So if you don't immediately see your image right there in front of you, just scroll down and it'll probably be down there. Okay. So to add shapes, you go over to this shapes panel over here to add in a circle and change the color. It automatically comes in with a black border around the edge, so you can push that up or remove it completely. You can draw squares, the same again with the colour and the border. Okay, you can actually write your name if you have a steady hand for doing that. I've just done that freehand on the trackpad of my keyboard and it came out really wonky. Better with a graphics pen. But yeah, you can do little doodles. Okay, so that's basically the shapes panel. I use that quite a lot for just creating circles, squares and rectangles, or I use the shapes panel for that. I just did a big rectangle and then used the rotate slider here to turn it on its side. The same with this one. These are just rectangles that I drew from this square option over here. Okay, I never really use this one. This one is if you want to add a QR code to your design. Not sure whether you use QR codes at all, but I don't tend to have much use for them. But if you want to do them, you can. And then over here, we've got the album folder. This has lots of different backgrounds and photographs, stock images in there. We've been donated some amazing images from brandsmoothie.com. We've got some Haute Chocolat exclusive photographs just for Designster users. You'll also find gradient backgrounds in there if you wanted to add in some cool, nice gradient backgrounds in there. They're pretty funky. What else was I going to show you there? Got lots of sparkly bits and pieces in here, sparkle headers, footers, lots of gold worksheet elements in there. It's definitely worth having a dig through this section because I've put lots of cool stuff in there for you to use. So we've got like gold charts and tables and arrows and stuff that you can make worksheets with, make them look a bit fancy. What else do we have in here? Photo overlay gradients. This one was from the March bundle from the Facebook ads. So you can add in one of these. You see, if you wanted to do something like this on your design, you can just untick that proportion box. Say you wanted to have like a fading in block of color and then you design over the top of that, or that could go over the top of a photograph. And we've got all different colors of those and they live in the album folder in that March bundle photo overlay gradients file. Okay, so that's about it really for the tools and the controls. It's all very simple. Once you've finished with your design, I'm just going to delete these random shapes that I've put on there in that text. Once you've finished with your design, all you do is go down here, save design. You'll get this pop-up box come up and you just name your design in here, click submit, and then once the spinny save wheel has stopped going, you can either continue with your design or you can choose to go and see your design and download it. Okay, so that's about the gist of it. If you have any questions about any of the features or functions of Designster, then please just tag me in a post in the group or ask me a question in studio hours and I will be there to help you as soon as I can. Okay, hope you're having fun using Designster. Thanks for watching. Bye.